This lesson is on converting numbers in scientific notation to standard form. The first thing we're going to do is move the decimal the same number of places as the exponent. So if the exponent with the power of 10 is 2, you would move the decimal twice. If the exponent is positive, you're going to move the decimal to the right to make the number larger. And you're going to add zeros as placeholders if that's necessary. If the exponent is negative, we're going to move the decimal to the left in order to make the number smaller. We do this because when we're converting from standard form to scientific notation, larger numbers get positive exponents and smaller numbers get negative exponents. Now let's look at a couple of examples. In example A, we have 4.25 times 10 to the 6th power. So I'm going to take 4.25 and I'm going to move that decimal 6 times because the exponent is 6. Because that exponent is positive, I know that my number needs to be really big. So I want to make 4.25 larger, not smaller. So I'm going to move it to the right. And for each time that I moved the decimal, and there's nothing to fill the space, I need to add a 0. So this number becomes 4,250,000. Now let's look at example B. My first number is 5.138. I'm going to move the decimal 5 times because that exponent is a 5. And I'm actually going to move that number over some since we have to move our decimal to the left. Now I'm moving my decimal to the left because the exponent is negative. And again, I'm going to add placeholders wherever there's an empty space. So my new number is 0.00005138. So that's a really small number. I knew that because that exponent was negative, that I was going to end up with a really small number. So I wanted to make 5.138 smaller, not larger. So I moved the exponent to the left 5 times and made that number really tiny. So just a review of our steps when we're going from scientific notation to standard notation. We're going to move the decimal the same number of times as the exponent says, or the same number of places as the exponent. If the exponent is 2, you move the decimal twice. If the exponent is positive, you move to the right. If the exponent is negative, you move to the left. Don't forget to add your zeros in empty spaces.